gonna not stand behind the podium because I'm gonna get emotional if I'm behind the podium. So thank you for adding that fourth option in the pledge card, the Michael Gamilla Fund. And I promise I will not use it to buy my wardrobe. I know many of you have asked about my mom, and if she's gonna be here, but she's not gonna be here. But before I left, when I was like asking her what I should wear, because they said I have to wear, suggested that we wear a gold suit or a silver suit, and I have 6 of those, so I'm like, what do I wear? But it has to be accentuated with pearls. So my mom gave me her pearl earrings to wear. And 2 of her pearl necklaces. So. Oh, and I have a bracelet too. From her. Anyway, it's yours. There it is. This is such an honor, and I know it's a long time coming, but I figured at some point they'll give me something. This is a perfect time for it. Volunteering for an organization that you love is amazing. And I think, I met so many of you even when I was just starting as a volunteer. And if you could imagine a Filipino boy that is very shy and would almost die if you hand him a microphone, that was me in the first few years of the festival, and now you can't shut me up. No, but it was introducing films. I hated them, in the beginning. It's like I'd lose years preparing for what to say. Although a lot of people say, oh, you did well. We didn't even know that you were nervous or anything. But, just on my own, it's just like a big ask. But life is about conquering your fears and going beyond what you think you cannot do. So that's one of the things that I'm going to take with me forever as a volunteer for ImageOut. Like public speaking comes, kind of naturally for me now. You should have seen me before. And I'm the type who would just want to disappear in the background. And I, sometimes still want to do that, but it's impossible because I'm always wearing something shiny and sparkly. But when I started with ImageOut, I had a lot of people that lifted me up to make sure
we love you, Michael.
to make sure that I can do what I have to do. So, Chuck Landine and John Williams. So, thank you so much. And everyone who's been on the board of ImageOut, who, I always have to beg for money. It's like, if you want good films, they cost money. And they've always been so kind to me. Like, they didn't give me like a carte blanche, but basically, they let me do what I want to do to make this festival happen. And just gonna grab a little drink because so I don't want. When I first volunteered to be the programming director, I didn't know anything about film festivals. It was just my second year of volunteering for ImageOut. I've been volunteering for 20 years, 19 years of which I'm the programming director. So next year is my 20th year as a programming director. But I know that someone had to step up and make sure that ImageOut continues to be a great film festival. I felt the need to do that along with another volunteer, Jay O'Neill at the time, when we needed a programming director. We knew it was a job that can't be done by just one person, so we teamed up, and I still ended up doing a lot of the work. But I was like, how do people do this? Because in my first year of being part of the programming committee, I thought, oh my God, that's how they book the film. I didn't even see that film as part of the programming committee, but they had all these side deals and all that stuff. And I don't necessarily agree with everything that was being done. So I knew I will have to do something different. And I was the most annoying programmer in the LGBTQ Film Festival circuit. And I have a few people that could attest to that. The next year I went to Berlin. ImageOut does not have the budget for sending volunteers to travel. So I use my mileage points. And I contacted the organizer at the Berlin Film Festival and said, listen, I don't have money for a hotel. Can you find someone who will put me up? So they did find someone, and I became good friends with the coordinator for film festivals then, and I ended up staying with the editor-in-chief of the biggest magazine, LGBTQ magazine in Germany. And my roommate was, I'm not gonna drop names, but he's now like with the Met in New York City. He's the executive director there. And there's another roommate that I had who also runs the Cannes Film Festival. So I was in good company. So I became very connected at a very early stage. And I think that's part of the reason why I became more energized and inspired to continue the work and to be able to get the films that we need to make sure that the Rochester LGBTQ community and our allies become better people. So it doesn't come easy. Every year I question why I'm still doing this. I was doing this when I had a full-time job of managing projects, and I've done this when I'm kind of semi-retired or not working, and I'm like, how did I do that when I had a job? So it's a lot of work, and there was a time when everything that Braden was doing was also something I was doing on top of the programming, the film festival. So I'm just glad that the community has come together and are willing to volunteer and share their time and put more effort in making ImageOut a great part of the Rochester arts and culture fabric, LGBTQ or not. That's what I'm going to say. Lifetime Achievement Award, that's very daunting, and it seems old. There's a lot of pressure. But when I think of it, I don't think of achievements, the things that I still need to do. That, when I first started, I kind of want Rochester to be part of the conversation in the international scene. That we are not a festival that people will just ignore and say no to when you send an email to. So, so that, I think I've achieved that somehow. The thing is, they reach out to me. I don't even have to reach out to them anymore. It's very fulfilling to think that. And, as I mentioned, every year I always question, why am I doing this? But I look at the faces of the people in the audience, and how appreciative they are of seeing the films, seeing themselves on the big screen. And then I realize, that's why. That's why. And, it's going to go on 20 years for me being as a programming director, and it's probably not something that could go on forever. So if you're ever interested, and it's not going to be one person, because there was a time when I had to be on the jury for the Iris Prize in Cardiff, Wales, and I had to leave mid-festival. And I told several people, these are the things you need to do and all that. All of them were complaining of the work that they had to do. And I said, you have to realize I had to do all that you were doing, all 6 of you. And I already did the first half. So it's not easy to find people who are willing to give their time and their loyalty to anything anymore. Mm-hmm. So, kudos to all the existing volunteers of ImageOut for continuing to give their time, and to all of you for supporting us in any which way you can. I also like to acknowledge a couple of people who are here, just to celebrate, join us in the celebration. I want to acknowledge one of our partners at the Jewish Film Festival, Andrea. Being successful in Rochester or even outside of Rochester means you have to collaborate with a lot of people. And I don't know if you know, but the festival community in Rochester do work together. And Andrea can attest to that, you know, when High Falls Film Festival was active, we worked with them. We worked with the Jewish Film Festival. We worked with the One Eight Film Festival. To some extent, we worked with the Polish Film Festival. So there's a lot of film festivals in Rochester. And we can only all be successful if we support each other. So we always appreciate being able to do that. I also like to thank my friends Mona Kolko, Mona Friedman Kolko. She's the president of the Jewish Federation of Rochester, and who I've become friends with. And also Marcia Stern, who I became friends with. If you don't know, Marcia is also our landlord. That's why I became friends with her. No, but thank you, ladies, for being here. It means so much. And I know a lot of people are you're here to support all the honorees, and I stand here humbled by this recognition, and I hope to keep proving to you all that we are not yet done with our goals with ImageOut. There are a lot of things that we can do better, and with the help of all the volunteers and the support of all the donors, the members, and all our community partners, we can do it. And I hope I'll be around for all that. So thank you so much.